Okay, so 93, 94.
So the Knicks were so good, man.
That was Ewing's prime. Was that John
like
Starks?
my first memory. Starks, who, dude.
The Jam?
That was amazing, right?
Dude, I think I was in Israel watching that.
He's looking around. He gets picked off. No help comes, and Starks goes. Oh, so big. And look who was at the top. None other than Michael Jordan. And he couldn't do anything about it.
I was. That's
really?
when I was 2 years in Israel. I graduated in 92, 93, 94. I was in Israel.
It was incredible. He had balls. Starks, New Yorkers love Starks because he shouldn't have even been in the NBA.
Undrafted, right?
I'm pretty sure he was undrafted. Yeah, and
He was
maybe
like a
he was
CBA guy that came up.
I think he was drafted by the Warriors, but you know what happened? He was playing behind. He was drafted by the Warriors, but he's playing behind Mitch Richmond. So you're a shooting guard playing behind a guy who's like 230 and jacked. Mm-hmm. You know, Richmond was a great player, and Starks was. He ended up on the Knicks somehow, and he was what they needed at the time because he was just down for what he was like the crazy guy. He was like your boy. You get into a bar fight, you're like Starks is here, and then somehow you also have Oakley.
He was a Luis Gomez of fucking basketball players.
Well, maybe no. Oakley was more like Luis Gomez.
Yeah. Oh, you got a problem with me, man? It's like dude, Oakley. No one's. Dude. Oh, I got to tell you my favorite memory of Oakley.
Please,
maybe you remember it when that guy wanted to fight him in a game, and he was like, "No, not here, man. They'll break us up. I'll meet you out back afterwards."
I don't remember this one.
Yeah, it's a story I heard. I got to find out who it was.
That's how players talk now. Like players will talk, like Marcus Smart and J.R. Smith got into some shit, and I feel like J.R. Smith is like tough, but I feel like Marcus Smart. I'm like, I would not want to fuck with that guy. He's like, they say shit like they're on the wire. They talk like he's like, you ain't about this life, and I'm like, Jesus, you're gonna fight that guy?
True, I am not about your life. This is not a life that I'm about.
He's got a history of a short fuse. Remember when he went in the stands when he was at Oklahoma State?
You made a gesture as you were going off?
Yeah, to J.R. Smith to meet me in the back.
Okay.
And that's on my mama. May she rest in peace. Ain't no punk right here. And on my mama, may she rest in peace. That dead.
Like Oakley was really ready to, like he's still ready to fight people. Like I tell you when I met Oakley, I was at a 3-on-3 thing interviewing players for the Big Three, and I see Oakley and I'm like, oh my God, Oakley, like he's like my favorite ever. So he comes over and I'm like, Charles, can I just have like a word with you? And he sees I have an MSG mic, and this is after his beef with Dolan. So he just looks at the mic and smacks it out of my hand. And it was like the childhood just evaporated where you're just like, my life, you know?
What do you mean? Feeling happy or
I was so hurt. It killed me. I was my guy.
But that's who, but part of me would think like, but that's who Oakley is, so I got to be a part of like being
totally. But you don't want to. But I want to be part. I want to be the team where he's like, I got your back. I don't want to be the guy he hits. It's still so. DeVito's they were like, no. Like DeVito's trying to smooth it over, and he's like, no. He's like, we're fans, and I was like, Charles, I'm a huge fan of yours. I just work for this. For this company, I'm a comic. This is not, and he's just like, all right, fine. What? I end up like, I just saw him on Chopped. I know he only wants to talk about cooking at this point. So I'm just like, so how's the cooking going? He's like, it's going great. He said he warms up, but that moment of him smacking, now it's kind of funny that we smooth it over. But like in the moment, it crushed me.
Oh,
but I loved him, dude. I was at the game with Michelle Wolf when he got ejected from the Garden.
From the stands.
He was fighting security guards in the middle of the thing. He's aged well. He looks really good. He's fit. He's a handsome guy. He looks really good. And I remember just seeing him. I was like, that's Charles Oakley. And Michelle's like, holy shit, why is he fighting a security guard? Like, this was our guy who bled. He bled for the Garden for 10 years. He was like the guy that set the tone. He would dive into the stands and get every loose ball. He was New York basketball.
Try to call a timeout as he was sailing out of bounds to prevent the turnover, and he did. On the floor, Oakley has it. Saved it to Harper. Great play by Oakley. And then over on the Pacer bench, they tried to cushion his fall, and Oakley came up swinging.
The Knicks claim Oakley was ejected after making negative comments to Knicks owner James Dolan. But Oakley, who has been charged with 3 counts of assault, adamantly denies the Knicks allegations, saying he was simply there to support the team.
Well, support the team.
I'm a Knicks fan. Played here for 10 years. I love the Knicks. I love New York. This is my heart.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, you got to support your team. Huh?
Fans showing their support to the man who helped lead the Knicks to the 1994 finals, chanting, Oakley, Oakley.